develop a lot of software for companies around this area, and specifically on it for software applied in the internet and mobile devices. And I'll get into that later. But maybe first I'll kind of talk about myself. But I have to tell you that, while the previous speakers that talk about their experience and you should learn about what they do, where they have been, and try to follow their footsteps. I have to tell you, don't follow my footsteps. There are reasons why. Okay, so don't repeat after me. So anyway, I grew up in Taiwan, and in 1978, when I was 15 years old, my family all of a sudden decided to leave Taiwan and move to Dominican Republic, which is in Caribbean. So I moved from Taiwan, and the first flight to Dominican Republic was the longest flight, and that was my first flight ever. And we flew from Taipei to Tokyo, then Honolulu, then Los Angeles, then Miami. Eventually we got to Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. And so after that, I said, I really hate flying. So I lived in Dominican Republic for about 1.5 years, and then there was an opportunity for me to come to Toledo, Ohio, as an exchange student, and that's how I ended up here. And after I came here for a very short period of time, I went back to Dominican Republic. And the following summer, I came back. I went to school, high school in Toledo, Ohio for 1 year. And I graduated from Michigan with a degree in electrical engineering. I stick through it, not like Peter. I'm just not good enough. And then I did my graduate school here in computer engineering. Then I worked in the industry for about 8 years. But during that time, I always thought about starting something. I just didn't know what to start. And my research during graduate school was supercomputers. And supercomputer back then was interconnected through internet. So it was before internet was commercialized. So in 1995, when I read something about, internet will become commercialized before, Netscape actually became public. I thought, okay, this is probably the time I want to start a company. And I want to start a company that's kind of related to internet technology. But I actually had a pretty comfortable job back then, so I was afraid to tell my wife that I'm going to quit my job and start a company. So I waited until that summer when my wife took my children back to Japan. And right after she went back to Japan, I sent her a text. I said, I'm going to join a new company called Logic Solutions. And it's very close to our house. I'll be employee number 1. So that's how I started. And actually, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I just thought I wanted to do something. So I started thinking about this, and I started talking to friends about different areas that I could do. So and I'm a software engineer. So the first thing I thought about doing was I was going to use the internet to develop e-learning courses. And that was in 1995. So I started writing programs at home. And for 5 months, actually my wife brought my 2 children back home. And I was then I was in trouble because then they're back watching me work every day without making any money. So I kind of not very easy. And the kids back then were very young. I had 2 back then. And running around the house, so I told my wife, hey, the kids need to go somewhere so I can concentrate and focus on working. So my wife said, okay, I'll go to find a daycare. And so she went to downtown Ann Arbor and came back home one day and said, hey, I found a daycare place, downtown Ann Arbor. Nice location. And you should go to take a look. And also, by the way, I also saw there is a subway sign right next to the daycare, across the hall from daycare. And I think you might like that space. So she called the landlord for me, and then I went to see the space. Actually, it's pretty nice. So my wife says, okay, well, why don't you take this space and you can take the kids to daycare every morning. And actually, I can see the kids from my office every day. They are right across the hallway. So when I'm done with work, you can bring them home. So my wife, kicked all this out. So after that, I learned my lesson. She's really the smart one. I could never outsmart her. And so anyway, I work in the. I started continue to run my program, but during the same at the same time, and next at that office, there's a next door neighbor who is a woman that does graphic design, does marketing, and so on and so forth. And she kept coming to my office and saying, "What kind of things are you doing?" And I said, "Hey, I'm writing something for the internet." And she said, "What is that?" I said, "Well, internet is what's connected everything together." So I started explaining that to her. She said, "Oh yeah, I read something about these things about web browser, and that's going to be big." And so she said, "Well, since you're very knowledgeable, maybe you should give a talk about it." And in my circle of friends, we're all marketing people, and we are all very curious about this internet. So she asked me to give a talk about internet. I thought, okay, I'll do it. So actually, I gave a talk to a bunch of people about how websites created, what you can do with website, and so on. And back then, really, I mean, there are a lot of people that didn't know what website was. And out of the audience, there was somebody that actually had a connection with formal company. So a couple of days later, they called me and said, "Hey Jimmy, we are talking about a very big project. Can you come to listen? And maybe you can help us with some ideas." So I went to their meeting, and here is a very long table with about 20 people or so, and there is a person that sat at the end, and I was just listening. But so after their discussion, I knew that what they wanted to do. So they wanted to create collaboration tools to hold all the engineering centers around the world for motor company to collaborate on engineering design. So going back to my experience, with internet and how supercomputer were all interconnected, and I approached the Ford Motor Company manager. I say, "Hey, have you thought about doing this with a web browser? Everybody can access it at one time." So he thought, never thought about it. Explain it to them, to me more. So I tried to tell him, about how internet can help, their different locations to work on the same document at the same time. So he said, "Well, how about you develop a prototype for me?" So that's what I did. I spent a month wrote a software program, and I showed it to them, and they love it. So that kind of pulled me into consulting, because the Ford Motor Company funded, a lot of money to help me to hire a bunch of programmers to continue to develop the project. So that's how I really got started. But it's not, I never had any kind of business model. This is what I wanted to do, and this is how I should execute it, and this is how it should happen. It just happened that way. Okay, so that's why I say don't follow my footsteps. Okay. But in the past 15 years, I wouldn't say it has been a very smooth ride always. So we have grown quite a bit because of Ford Motor Company's funding. Then we also then work with General Motors, and we work with a lot of tier 1 suppliers, and we work with other commercial companies. But so we grew quite a bit in the first 5 years. And in year 2000, I thought things would never stop growing. So I became very ambitious, and I said, okay, seems like business is easy to get. We should really grow. So I sent some people back to China to start recruiting talents, and establish a development center there, and we leased a huge space here in Ann Arbor, and that was a big mistake, and because that's when the dot-com bubble, and very quickly, Ford Motor Company was in trouble with the Firestone tires issues and so on and so forth. So that's really the beginning of decline of automotive industry in this area. And we were really the first one to experience it, because immediately a lot of projects were cut. And immediately we were having a tough time. But unfortunately, because we start setting up the research and development centers in China, we are able to leverage the cost, leverage the people, and contain our costs. And that's really a very critical issue and point of running business. Jenny said, containing your costs. Right? So in the past 10 years, we really tried to rebuild ourselves out of that downturn. And I would say the second wave, the second hit during the 15 years will be 2008 and 2009, with financial crisis again. Especially in this area, you see all the automotive companies going bankrupt, and Peter and I and Jenny, I think we definitely experienced that. Right? But I think things are looking much better today. I mean, last year we actually did had our record year, and also we purchased 2 small companies last year. Okay. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, doing business in our business, it has a lot to do with people. So people that you partner with, people you hire, and people you network with. So I think business is all about people, product, and process. The people is probably number one. And you have products, your product qualities, and so on and so forth. And I joke about Peter that golf all the time, but the reality is he's really a people person. So if you want to go to know any company, any big company here in Metro Detroit area, you want to know somebody, you just call Peter. Okay. So we try to have fun in our business because we are a people-based business. So we do a lot of activities both here and China. So we do trips. We organize annual trips for our folks in China to go places, and in our annual dinner, people have performance, and we invite people to our house to make dumplings and so on and so forth. So it's very important that we care about people, and people are the base of our business. Okay? I think one of the things I want to say today is that 15 years ago when I started business, I didn't really have much training about business. Not like Jenny, I didn't get an MBA, and I didn't really have a lot of friends. I was a typical engineer, just have a dream and say, hey, I know internet, I know how to program, I'm going to do it. But that's a recipe for failure, actually. But today, I think very fortunately in this area, there are a lot of organizations that can help you. If you are interested in business, you should know many of these organizations. I don't know if anybody knows, for example, Ann Arbor Spark. Does anybody that doesn't know? Okay. So Ann Arbor Spark it provides a lot of service to promote entrepreneurship. And Rick Snyder was the chairman of Ann Arbor Spark until he wanted to run for the governorship. So and even for you that want to stay in Michigan and look for opportunities. opportunities in Michigan, not necessarily becoming entrepreneurs, but for jobs and so on. So, and APACC has a lot of services that help people to locate talents and also find jobs and so on and so forth. And then there are many venture capital companies now. I mean, Rick Snyder came back to Ann Arbor to become one of the biggest venture capitalists in the area, but there are many others. So when I started the company, I didn't know anybody. I think at that time there were very few, or almost non-existent in the West. But today there are many, and I actually know many. And so it's very fortunate that we have those venture capitalists here in the West. And then there are other organizations like GAEQ, the Great Lakes Entrepreneur Quest. What they do is they run this business plan competition every year. So you've got great ideas, you can submit to them. They have fundings, they have mentorship, and they'll help you. Okay, so there are many organizations like that, and even this organization, CEN, it didn't exist before, but now what a great job they have done, right? And then we at APACC always welcome your participation and anything that we can help. Right? Okay, so anyway, my point is that there are more opportunities here now, and take advantage of it. I think it's very important to get your first customer, and your first customer has to be a paying customer. Okay, and so that's really a confidence build boost. If you spend a lot of time, you never land the first customer, there is probably a problem with your business. So I think if I were going to start something, I'll say I'm going to give myself some time to land my first business, and then I'm going to find the best people around me to deliver that to the first customer. And I, when I say people, also a lot of times I hear people starting a company and say, "Oh, I'm an architect. I'm going to find 3 or more architects with me to start a company." I wouldn't do that. I would always say I'm going to find people that have different expertise than me to start a company. So if I'm an engineer, I like to find somebody with finance background, somebody with marketing, somebody with sales, and so on. Okay. So we do a lot of projects for General Motors, and we do a lot of mobile projects and so on and so forth. So that's all I want to talk about. You can ask yourself, do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Not everybody should be an entrepreneur, and a lot of people like me that really didn't know what it meant by entrepreneurship. They just